morning and a very warm welcome. You are watching Janata Television and this is English Bulletin with me Yutsab Bhattrai. The top stories first. Chief Opposition Party Nepali Congress announces nationwide protest, says the reaction is a consequence of the government's action. Foreign Minister Gyawali says non-communication with India ends with the Foreign Secretary's visit, says talks open on all disputed issues. More than 238,000 people infected with coronavirus in Nepal. 16 new fatalities reported in the last 24 hours. India cements Canadian envoy after Canadian Prime Minister's remark on farmers' protest, warns such actions may impact ties. And India defeats Australia in a match surrounded by controversy, lead the three-match series 1-0. And now the news in detail. Main opposition party Nepali Congress has announced countrywide protest against the government on December 14 this month. The meeting held at NC President Sher Bahadur Deoba's residence in Buranilkantha has decided to organize a countrywide protest against the atrocities of the government, informed NC's Chief Secretary Krishna Prasad Sitaula. NC's current office bearers as well as former leaders were present in the meeting, Secretary Sitaula further informed. Similarly, Congress has also released a notice stating the upcoming protest comes as a consequence of government actions that includes humiliation of Congress senior leader Ramchandra Paudel at Tanahu on Thursday. The protest will also address government's failure in controlling the coronavirus disease and rampant corruption, Congress informed. Foreign Minister Pradeep Gyawali has said that the visit of the Indian Foreign Secretary to Nepal has ended the state of non-communication with India. Foreign Minister Gyawali, who was present at today's meeting of the International Relations Committee under the House of Representatives, said that the door of formal dialogue with India has been opened with the visit of the Indian Foreign Secretary. He said that the border issues had been raised as a formal agenda during the Foreign Secretary's visit to Nepal, and it was also mentioned in the press release. Minister Gyawali also said that the visit has opened the way for discussions on all issues excluding the border dispute between Nepal and India. Minister Gyawali said that the way has been opened for the discussions with India on trade, commerce, water resources and border disputes, and that the Indian government has also accepted to open talks. Minister Gyawali also said that preparations are being made to hold a secretary-level meeting between the two countries to discuss further on the border issue. Minister Gyawali also informed that the two countries are preparing to hold a meeting of the Joint Commission. In other news, Land Minister Padma Aurial has said that the government will ensure the market for the goods produced by the farmers. Inaugurating the Central Cooperatives market yesterday, Minister Aurial said that the market for the goods produced by the farmers would be ensured through cooperatives. Minister Aurial said that the sale of farmers' produce would be ensured from the same sales outlet as the ones to be launched by the government in a campaign to build 36 markets through cooperatives. Minister Aurial also stressed on the need for the cooperatives to set up their own markets to sell their products and added that this would put an end to the situation of farmers not getting the price of their labor. Minister Aurial reaffirmed that the campaign has been launched to reduce the distance between farmers, markets and consumers by removing middlemen, as it is difficult for farmers to raise investment as the market is not under the control of the government. Minister Aurial also reiterated that arrangements would be made to give more share of profit to the farmers through the cooperatives market. Minister Aurial also said that the cooperative market will be progressively made modern and will be qualitative. Minister Aurial said that an environment will be created for the consumers to consume healthy food items by setting up their own cold store in the cooperative market and providing technology for testing pesticides on those products. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back after the break. We continue with other national news. The government yesterday confirmed 1,272 new cases of coronavirus across the country. Following the latest round of tests, the total cases of coronavirus in the country has climbed to 238,861, while the number of active cases has dropped to 15,447 from the overnight tally of 15,766. According to the Ministry of Health and Population, altogether 221,847 infected persons have recovered from the disease in the country so far. The death toll from coronavirus has climbed to 1,567 across the country, with the confirmation of 16 new fatalities yesterday. Nepal is currently among the top 37 countries that have been most affected by the pandemic. The US still remains atop with 14.5 million cases, followed by India with 9.5 million cases in the second spot. The Chinese embassy in Kathmandu has written a 4-page letter to Nepali Congress. The Chinese embassy has sent a 4-page-long diplomatic letter to Nepali Congress after the main opposition party formally objected to Chinese encroachment of Nepali lands in Karnali. Nepali Congress had concluded China has indeed encroached Nepali territories based on the ground report prepared by Karnali Province's MP Jeevan Bahadur Shahi. The government of Nepal and the Chinese embassy both have outright rejected such allegations. The Chinese embassy has expressed concerns regarding the report presented by NC's MP in the letter. China has sent several field survey teams and teams of experts to the controversial site since the issue surfaced. And now the news from economic front. The Confederation of Nepalese Industries (CNI) has called the newly elected officials of the Federation of Nepalese Chambers of Commerce and Industry (FNCCI) to its office and congratulated them, while also urging them to take the business issue forward in an integrated manner. President of the Confederation, Satish Kumar Moore, clarified that there has been cooperation between the two organizations and the private sector. He said that the problems faced by the private sector and the ambiguity in overall economic policies should be removed, but in a united manner. FNCCI President Shekhar Gholcha said that the private sector should move forward in a unified manner by adapting a policy that encompasses both sides. Stating that the Federation has been cooperating with the Confederation in the past as well, Gholcha said that a collective vision is needed today. Mr. Gholcha said that private sector organizations should move forward as partners rather than competitors and further expand cooperation to realize that prosperity is possible only from a unified private sector. We'll be taking a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international and sports news. Welcome back, and now the international news. The Canadian High Commissioner has been summoned by New Delhi over Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's statement on ongoing farmers' protest. India has warned Canada that consequences of such actions will have serious damaging impact on ties. According to a statement released by India's Ministry of External Affairs yesterday, New Delhi has summoned the envoy to register a complaint against the Canadian Prime Minister. The comments made by Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, some cabinet ministers and members of Parliament on issues relating to Indian farmers constitute an unacceptable interference in our internal affairs, the Indian ministry said. Speaking at an online event to mark the 551st birth anniversary of Guru Nanak, the founder of Sikhism, Prime Minister Trudeau said earlier this week that news coming out of India was concerning and his country would always be there to defend the rights of peaceful protest. Farmers from Haryana and Punjab state of India have been protesting outside the capital, New Delhi, demanding the scrapping of contentious agricultural laws presented by the government. The Foreign Minister of Saudi Arabia, Prince Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud, yesterday reaffirmed Palestine's sovereignty is crucial for the normalization of Saudi-Israel ties. Dismissing speculations that Saudi Arabia has been preparing to establish full diplomatic ties with Israel, the foreign minister reiterated Israel's commitment to deliver a sovereign state to Palestinians is the only way to normalize ties. Al Jazeera has quoted a Saudi foreign minister as saying, "What we need to make a normalization of ties with Israel happens is a peace deal that delivers a Palestinian state with dignity and with a workable sovereignty that Palestinians can accept." According to Al Jazeera, Prince Faisal made such statement while he was addressing online talks of Med 2020, a yearly international forum held every year in Italy's capital, Rome, bringing together world leaders. You are watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. India defeated Australia by 11 runs in the first three-match T20 series yesterday at Canberra. Australia won the toss and decided to bowl first at the Manuka Oval Stadium in Canberra. KL Rahul was the only highlight of the Indian top order as he scored 51 from 40 balls, while a 23-ball 44 from Ravindra Jadeja helped India cross the 150 mark. India finished the innings on 161 runs from 20 overs. Controversy broke after Jadeja, who was hit on the head during the final over, was deemed unfit and substituted on grounds of concussion substitution. The Australian team coach was seen arguing with the match referee about the issue. However, Jadeja's replacement spin bowler Yuzvendra Chahal turned the tide for the Indians, taking 3 for 25 in his 4 overs and spinning the match into India's favour, bagging the Man of the Match award. After a good opening partnership, the Australian side kept losing wickets at regular intervals, with only 3 players scoring above 30 runs. They finished the innings on 150 runs as India won the match by 11 runs. The second of the third match series will take place tomorrow at the SCG, with India seeking redemption for losing the ODI series. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin, and the headlines once again. Chief Opposition Party Nepali Congress announces a nationwide protest, says the reaction is a consequence of the government's action. Foreign Minister Gyawali says non-communication with India ends with Foreign Secretary's visit, says talks open on all disputed issues. More than 238,000 people infected with coronavirus in Nepal, 16 new fatalities reported in the last 24 hours. India summons Canadian envoy after Canadian Prime Minister's remark on farmers' protest, warns such actions may impact ties. And India defeats Australia in a match surrounded by controversy, lead the 3-match series 1-0. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamachar.com. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.